guys, Jeff Benjamin with 9 to 5 Mac. So iOS 12 is here, and one of the biggest features, in my opinion, is its performance. Its speed when working with older devices like the iPhone SE, even going all the way back to the iPhone 5S. In the past, let's be honest, iOS updates used to sort of bog down older hardware, but with iOS 12, it's actually faster. For example, on my iPhone SE, switching apps, launching apps just feels so much faster than before. In previous versions of iOS, you could of course go into Control Center and enable or disable Do Not Disturb like that, but in iOS 12 you have a lot more options simply by 3D touching on the Do Not Disturb icon in Control Center. So you can see here, you can even enable Do Not Disturb until you leave a certain area or until the end of an event. But my favorite new feature in iOS 12 are the enhanced notifications. This is just so awesome. You now get grouped notifications just like that. So you simply tap on a group and you can see all the individual notifications pertaining to that single app within that group. So that is really awesome. Of course, you can take action on individual notifications, or you can take action on an entire group of notifications just like that. So this is such a welcome change in iOS 12, and in my opinion, it's reason enough alone to go ahead and upgrade. So you can see those two groups, doesn't take up all my real estate on my screen, and I can still access those individually, and I can clear all notifications, of course, just like that. But iOS 12 doesn't stop there. You can now quietly deliver notifications. So all you need to do is go to Manage, select Deliver Quietly, and quiet notifications will not appear on the lock screen. They won't play any sounds, they won't present banners, and they won't present badges on the app icon, but they will still remain in Notification Center. The cool thing is you can manage this directly from the notification itself just by tapping Manage, and you can even go in and turn off notifications pertaining to particular apps directly from the notification itself as well. Super powerful. Now in iOS 12, you also get enhanced battery statistics. So you get a lot more verbose data related to your battery usage. So it allows you to really decipher, hey, what application is taking up my battery? How's my battery usage going throughout the day? How's it doing over a course of a longer period of time? And you can also see individual apps and how their activity is. And those apps are sorted by the most used. So obviously Safari in this case is my most used application with relation to battery. You can see the last 10 days. I can tap on individual days and see battery usage for that individual day, and it's persistent even after a reboot. Although there are several redesigned apps in iOS 12, the Measure app is the only brand new app that appears by default when you install iOS 12. And this is an app that uses ARKit to allow you to measure things on screen in a very simple and easy to use manner. You can see there that the measurements are impressively accurate, and you get haptic feedback when you put your cursor over certain points so that you can easily pick up measurements where you left off. Obviously, I wouldn't rely on this if you're like building a house or something really critical, but it's a fun way to leverage the power of ARKit. And also built right into the Measure app is the Leveler tool taken from the Compass app. In iOS 12, an emoji on the iPhone 10 gets an upgrade. So you can see here, you now get 30 seconds to record your emoji, and it has tongue and wink detection built right in. But that's not all. There are also 4 additional new emoji characters, including the koala and the T-Rex. There's the koala. That's my favorite new emoji character by far. T-Rex is pretty cool too, and that also has like wink and tongue detection as well. But that really is only one piece of the Animoji puzzle. Now in iOS 12, you get something new called Memoji. And this allows you to use the Memoji Maker to create your own avatar based on basically however you want it to look. So you have all these different options here. You have skin color, you can change that. Of course, you have different hairstyles that you can choose from as well. Tons of different hairstyles, different head shapes, different sets of eyes, eyebrows, ears, nose, facial hair, eyewear, headwear, etc. You can make it look however you want it to look. Pretty cool. Now, another new administration feature in iOS 12 is none other than screen time. This allows you to keep tabs on how you're using your iOS device, whether it be an iPhone or an iPad. You can go in and you can see exactly what apps you've used, how long you've used those apps, and really get a good idea as to how you're using your device. So you can go in there and see individual app statistics if you want to do that, see things like daily average for those applications, how many notifications were related to that application. You can even set limits on an app by app basis. So you can go in and set time limits on those. And while it shows the current day usage, you can also go back and look at previous days as well, just to see if there's any trends that you notice. So as you can see, this is a very, how should I say it, honest way to evaluate your usage. You can really see how much time you're spending using your iPhone. Now there is a setting called downtime as well to set a schedule to be away from the screen, and during downtime only certain apps will be available for you to use, such as phone or messages, for instance, if you want to do that. You can set app limits based on certain app categories if you wish to do that. You can edit the types of apps within those categories as well. And you also will find always allowed, and that's what I was just talking about, like the phone or messages, if you want to always allow those. You also have content and privacy restrictions, and you can use this to set limits for your children when you have screen time enabled in a family sharing environment. Just a really powerful way to monitor your iOS usage. Now the Photos app gets several enhancements in iOS 12, including sharing suggestions, so it will automatically present photos, groups of photos to share with friends, and suggest those automatically. So now you can just tap the next button and then select which friends you want to share those photos with. And they can also get suggestions on what to share back with you if they're in those photos. Now there's also media types under the Albums tab, and this will show certain types of media in a more streamlined manner. There's also, if you go into the Messages app, select the camera and tap on the Special Effects button, you can add all sorts of effects to the camera for you to share with friends via iMessage. So I can add an emoji, which will superimpose that emoji on my body, as you can see there. And then you can also, on top of that, add filters in other effects, whether that be first-party effects like these, the text effect, or you can even add third-party stickers as well. So there's annotations you can add in there, different types of shapes. And this works with both photos, static photos, and videos. So you can create really cool videos to share with your friends via iMessage, and I'm sure they'll get a kick out of it, believe me. Now the last thing we're going to talk about is none other than Siri shortcuts. This is a super powerful feature that allows you to invoke automation using Siri anywhere on your iOS device. So by default, if you go into Siri in the Settings app and you go to shortcuts, you can see some suggested shortcuts, and these are all based upon how you use your device. Basically, you assign